This is gonna help you when your battle against the squash vine borer. It never ends. Every year it's the same issue. And I've been doing a lot of studying on my plants and I've seen their patterns, and I think I figured out how I can help you guys stay on top of them. So let's go check it out. All right, so this year I took it upon myself and I made the declaration on the Backyard Gardens podcast that, you know what, this is the year that I am going to get under control the squash vine borer. Every day I've been coming out this year and I've been checking on my squash plants. And I've been trying to figure out, one, how can I finally get a harvest out of my zucchini? Because every year the squash vine borer comes in, I start to get flowers and then boom, they die. So I did a couple of things, and what I really wanted to do is see, how can I prevent it? You know, is it just this hopeless battle that'll never end? So I came out and I looked and I watched and I looked for eggs and I looked for signs of damage, and these things all crept up, but it wasn't the patterns that I have been reading about. The squash vine borer only comes out during a certain amount of time in your area. And so for me, it's like the end of May all the way to about middle to end of June, which is about the time frame we're in now. I'm coming towards the end of it, and I've seen a lot of activity. So, you know, that's part of why I've been out here every day. Coming to this time, I've been treating, I've been looking, I've been watching, I've been picking, I've been trimming, I've been cutting, all that stuff. And, you know, I want to show you guys that the method that I think is going to work the best is to slow down the problem. It is not to stop it. The only way to truly stop it is to cover your plants completely, which I do not like to do. So one thing I always heard was that you put tin foil around the base of the squash plant and it will stop the squash vine borer from going in, because what it does is it comes in, it lays its egg, and then the egg digs in and it eats your plant from the inside out. That's basically the perfect, you know, plant killer. It's amazing. So that was what I always heard. So the thought process was you only need to protect the stem, right? So that's why I've put this insecticidal powder down, and it works okay. And I actually did see a squash vine borer moth land on it and then turn around and go away. But what we don't understand is, even though they go away, they can still lay their eggs on the ground next to it, or better yet, up under this part of the leaf here. And so they can go in right there, and this seems to be, I've picked up a lot of leaves this year with the damage like this, and this is where they seem to be entering. So if you think about it, when they come in, they lay their eggs right there, then the actual borer goes into the plant right there, and then as the stem, you can see the stems are hollow, so they'll go all the way down into the stem that way. So they kind of get another path in. So what we're gonna do is I come through and I pull those off. But then what I do is I take my knife and I run all the way up the stem, and then I take a look inside to see, hey, is there a borer in there? Because if there's no borer in there, then that means that it could have gotten into your stem, which is more than likely what happened. But a lot of times we can find the borer inside of the leaf right up at the top. You just catch them early enough, but you're checking every day, and it happens to be a lot of work. So you can also see that on a couple of the leaves here and there, I've put some of this powder down, and that's just kind of acts as a trap, because bugs crawl all over your plants, and so this will kind of help with that. But this stuff kills all the bugs, so you want to be very careful. So I do a little bit here, a little bit there, and I do the bottoms all up on the base of it, and that seems to have helped keep it down. I only have one that's got damage on the stem, two, excuse me, that have damage on the stem. So what I did is I took and I slit down the middle of the stem, pulled the borer out, and then I reburied it and watered it heavily. So then it'll create more roots, because a zucchini or a squash is nothing more than a vine. That's it. So this is a very important thing to try. Keep your eye at the base of the leaf where it meets the stem, and look for that tall tale sign of sawdust that we all know to look for. And look, and if you do see it, go up, cut it, remove it. Don't put it in your compost pile, because it'll just lay eggs and then overwinter. But check and see if that borer is actually inside the leaf. That's the biggest thing we can do. So I found borers also in my pumpkins, which they're not usually attracted to, but I didn't even think about treating them, and I actually have them inside the stem. I had to dig them out. So I'm hoping that they pull through. But you know, it is what it is, man. This is all part of the learning process, and that's part of gardening. So don't let it get you down. Keep checking for this squash vine borer and stay on top of it. It's super important. So if you use some of the methods that I've described, you just stay really vigilant, then you probably are gonna have a little bit more luck than you have in the past. But like I said, I've already got some seeded in the back. So when it's time, you know, the squash vine borer is gone, anything that dies, I can put something right in its place and then get a harvest and not have to worry about it. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for checking out the podcast. 2 episodes weekly. Go out there, kill the little bastard, AKA the squash vine borer. And until next time, we'll catch you guys later. See ya.